John Florek today with us, CEO of Emperor Gold. So John, good to have you here with us today. What's your experience in the mining industry and in capital markets? We'd like to know a little bit more about you.
Yeah, I'm president and CEO of Emperor Metals, number one. Number two is I'm a geologist. I have over 30 years experience in the industry. First 15 years are in basically exploration. Subsequent 15 years have been in production, underground and open pit. I worked primarily for majors. I started my career with BHP and then Barrick, Placer Dome. Most recently, I was up at Detour Lake Gold as chief geologist in an open pit environment, built a new model, and we got purchased by Kirkland Lake Gold, and subsequently Anico acquired Kirkland Lake Gold. I've leveraged my 30 years experience to create value for shareholders in this space.
Totally. Now, talk a little bit about Emperor Metals' main assets in Quebec and explain the project a little bit. What's so special about it? How does it stand out from other projects?
Yeah, it's very easy. We're in a tier one district that's already produced 200 million ounces. We're in Quebec. It's in the southern Abitibi. It's an ideal place to be. And the asset sticks out because when we first introduced this to investors, we saw a high-grade underground gold deposit that can grow. It currently has a historical mineral resource of 727,000 ounces of gold, okay, with an average grade of 5.4 grams per ton with an average thickness of 5.7 meters. So that 5.7 meters was really intriguing to me because it's, as a miner, which I've worked underground before at Hemlo Gold Mines. And in fact, we won Developer of the Year in 2008 when I was working there and extending the C-zone and extending the mine life for that. But it has substantial thickness. So when it comes to mining, you don't have the issues of like follow the vein, pinch and swell and stuff like that. So it stuck out to me as something that you could potentially grow. The rocks looked really intriguing. We were right on a crack in the Earth's crust that basically was a plumbing system that delivered gold into the district. And just lateral to us, we can see how these mines have grown. They start off at 1 million ounces. By the time they close, they're at 10 million ounces.
All right, so there's two major ways to extract gold from the earth. There's open pit model and there's the underground model. And John Florek, CEO of Emperor Metals, is going to explain that to us today.
Yeah, like I said before, I worked both underground at the world-renowned Hemlo Gold Mines. And then I also worked in an open pit environment up at Detour Lake Gold, which is the largest gold mine in Canada right now. So it's huge. They're producing like 900,000 ounces per year. So the difference is in the open pit environment, it's easily extractable. You just dig a hole in the ground and you can mine a lot lower grades. So you can mine down to some of the cutoff grades in open pits are 0.3 grams per ton. In the underground environment, it's a little bit more intensive, right? And you probably have to mine between 2 to 3 grams per ton would be your cutoff grade. So that's the minimum grade that you would actually.
And why
mine.
is that? Is it because how capital intensive it is?
Absolutely.
Is
So it comes down to economics. So as engineers and geologists, they get together and they make these models and what it would cost to bring it to the surface. And it's, open pit mining is already at the surface. You just dig it up. It's like digging aggregate.
You just dig a big hole in the ground.
Yeah, and then you stockpile it, and then you send it to the mill for crushing and then extraction. Whereas underground, you have to rock bolt, you have to blast a lot more, and so the grade needs to be higher. That's all.
Right.
But it's still just as profitable if you have a high-grade gold mine.
Right.
So what's nice about our project is we have a high-grade gold mine that comes to the surface, and we could slap an open pit on. And what was really unique about this project is we were the first company to do continuous sampling on our core. Previous workers never cared about the low-grade bulk tonnage at the margins of these high-grade veins, or I should say zones. We did continuous sampling. We're the first ones to really identify it and see the open pit potential at the Duquesne West Gold Project that we're currently basically exploring.
AI has a huge impact on how mining gold is done, and John Florek, CEO of Emperor Metals, is going to explain to us how they're using AI in their operations.
Yeah, so AI has a huge advantage. I got introduced to it working for the majors, and we built models and increased the profitability of these mine sites, specifically Detroit Lake Gold. AI is, it's not artificial and it's not intelligent. You actually need a human to know how to actually put the inputs in. So for our project, how AI helped us was there was no 3D model on this project when we picked it up. No one ever built one. There's been this deposit was discovered in 1940s. So there'd been about 8 different outfits that basically tried to explore, but there was no cohesive picture. Prior to picking it up, no one really kind of knew what was there completely, but we were able to take the database, we were able to synthesize it, okay? And you need a geologist with experience because you have to understand what kind of model potentially you're building. And so there's certain, you might have like 100 different rock types, you have to synthesize it down to 12, and then you have to decide how you want to display it. So having experienced people running AI is important because it's garbage in, garbage out. You have to actually know what you're doing.
Right.
So we synthesize it, and then once you fix your database, you press go. So we were able to build a model like in a month's time, which would traditionally and conventionally take 2-3 years. The level of sophistication of this is significant. That it just gives us a huge advantage. We did a proper evaluation of this deposit prior to picking it up. We picked it up because it really illuminates the potential in a short amount of time. Whereas other people might spend like a year trying to get to the level of understanding that we got within a month.
Right, so you just get way quicker with evaluating.
Way quicker because it does trillions of calculations a second, so you can build things overnight, actually.
And what exactly are you calculating with the AI models?
So it depends on what you're doing. I've used sophisticated novel approaches to geochemistry using discrimination diagrams to categorize certain features of that would be relevant to gold deposition and then build a model on that. This one, we just basically looked at rock types and the mineralization and basically built the first ever geological model in record time as well as a mineralized model. We overlap that, and then it gives us idea for new targets. Previous workers on the property never even had a geological model because that takes a lot more work. So we were able to actually see new potential zones because we have mineralization at all these competency contrasts in the rock. We see mineralization. So with the geologic model, we developed new targets using AI quite quickly when everybody else was not really looking at the geology, just following trends. So we have a new model, new approach to how we're going to explore this property. And there's a legitimacy now. Our models, we're drilling, we're hitting like 10.8 meters of 15.8 grams per ton. These targets are based on AI. So there's a legitimacy to the models that we built.
So John, where is Emperor Metals listed right now, and where can people find it?
Yeah, we're on the Canadian Securities Exchange under the symbol AUOZ, gold ounces. Pretty genius, huh?
There you go.
And also, we just got listed on the OTCQB under the symbol EMAUF. So yeah, look us up. So we have exposure to the US, Canada, and we're also listed on the Frankfurt Exchange under 9NH, I believe it is.
All right, make sure to look it up and follow the story. We'll put the @ in the bio or in the caption below. Thanks so much.
I appreciate it. Get the story out.